Meet Mr. Frisco, a realtor selling residential real estate in Frisco and far north Dallas. As a former professional athlete, track and field, and strength and conditioning coach, Mr. Frisco immigrated to the USA 20 years ago with $50 in his pocket, a suitcase, and zero English to pursue the American dream and build a successful real estate business. Hardworking, persistent, customer service, and detail-oriented, Mr. Frisco strives to secure a smooth closing on his client's biggest investment, their home. He puts his experience and knowledge to serve his clients the best way possible. Building his business by referral allows him to maintain relationships with his clients and serve them even after the transaction is closed. This is Frisco Realty News with Mr. Frisco.
Hello, I'm Mr. Frisco, and this is my second episode of my real estate show. We are already a month in 2022, and the housing market is still a strong seller's market. I talked in my previous episode what my predictions for the real estate market in 2022 is, but now let's take a look back to Frisco's real estate market in 2021. The median price for existing home sales in Frisco in 2021 increased 30.9%, reaching $579,000, up from $442,250 in January. The increase is bigger compared with 2021, when the price increased 16%. The biggest increase the market had was between January and August, when the prices increased 26.6%. The market has calmed down in the second half of the year between August and November, and then picked up again in December. The inventory on the market was very low during the entire year, reaching its lowest point in December 2021 with 93 homes for sale on the market. To get a better picture how low the inventory was, let's say in December 2019, for example, when the market was balanced, there were 588 homes for sale. Percentage-wise, this was 84.2% less homes for sale on the market compared with 2019. The median number of existing home sales has been up compared, for example, with 2021, but the lower inventory has been pushing the prices up. Now, let's take a look on the median days on the market. The lowest number of days on the market in 2021 was between April and July at 4 days, comparing with 2020, when the lowest number of days on the market was 10 in the month of December. The month supply of inventory on the market reached as low as 0.4 months in 2021. This means it was a very strong seller's market. This is almost half comparing to 2020, when the median inventory on the market was 0.8 months. Just to explain what inventory on the market index means. If a new house comes on the market and there are no houses coming in, the index shows that the number of months that house would be sold. And just to mention that a balanced market is when the index is 6 months of inventory on the market. Let's, for example, in 2011, the months of inventory on the market was 5.7. So you can see the difference. So the real estate market was very strong for the sellers in 2021, and we are looking forward to a more balanced market in 2022. Now, let me introduce my guest, W. Tucker with W. Tucker Insurance. W offers health insurance. He is very good at what he does by my own experience. I have referred many of my clients and friends to him, and I always have received positive feedback from them. Okay, welcome to the show, W.
Thank you, Viktor.
Good to have you here. So you do health insurance.
I do health insurance, yes.
For how long?
6 years.
And what made you do this business? What brought you to this business?
So I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I've done tons of businesses, and this is just the last I've done. And I was in LA, living in LA, decided to come back to Texan. I'm a Texan by birth and have lived here a long time. Decided to come back, and I Googled best places to work in Dallas. And U.S. Health was one of them. So I started working for them and learned the health insurance business. And then at some point, I decided to go out on my own and became a broker. So that's how I ended up in it.
And now you're a broker, so you can shop on different health insurance companies.
Yes, that's one of the disadvantages of being a captured agent. Captured agent means you can only sell the plans and the coverage for that company. So as a broker, you can go out and sell anything. You got to be appointed with each of those companies, but you've got lots to choose for, so you can choose and get a better plan for whoever your customer is.
And it's your own business.
It's my own business.
You're flexible, you're free person.
Yes.
That's good. All right. So tell us about yourself. What did you do before you moved to start this the health insurance business?
Well, I was in something a little more exciting. I was an actor in Hollywood for 5 years. So before I was health insurance, yes.
All right.
And that's a lot more interesting than health insurance. Trust me.
I am sure. What particularly did you do in Hollywood? You know, it's interesting to know.
It is. Betty White, who just died, I was on her sitcom called Hot in Cleveland. So, yeah. And I did a bunch of Discovery Channel shows. I did a bunch of movies. I was on a Tosh.0 comedy show. I did a skit with Snoop Dogg for the BET Awards. So I've done a bunch of stuff in Hollywood. Yeah.
So I know a celebrity. That's a good thing.
Sort of.
All right. Do you work with individuals only, or businesses, or both? And what would you prefer? Or
actually, I work mostly with businesses. In the past, you probably knew me as the guy who did just individuals, and I've transitioned to doing just businesses because when I was a business guy, that's one of the areas that is so confusing, and you have no idea what to do when you're in business for health insurance benefits, all that stuff. So the more I got into it, the more I realized who I wanted to help was the small business guy who didn't have time to mess with it, who didn't want to mess with it, who didn't understand it. And so I'm the guy now that they can trust to find the best plan. And in fact, I even administer plans for a small business. Like I can go in, like just yesterday, somebody called me and said, "Can you change the date of birth of my son?" And I went, "Yes." So for some reason, his son's birth date got recorded wrong. I went in and changed it. So I can even do little things like that. And as a business guy, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go have to change somebody's date of birth on their record. I mean, that's ridiculous. So that's why I feel like I'm in a better place serving companies, small companies, than when I was doing just individuals.
Okay, good to know. What's the most important thing the small businesses needs to know about the health insurance, in your opinion?
It's expensive.
I think they all know that.
It's expensive.
Yes.
Well, not necessarily. Like I have things called level funded plans, which means as a company, if you have lots of pretty healthy people, it can be pretty cheap. And then I've got Blue Cross Blue Shield, and even Blue Cross Blue Shield is more affordable than you think. So the other thing you need to know is that if you get somebody who is good at it, they can take care of a lot of it for you, and including, I mean, I can do dental, I can do disability. I can do, little small life insurance policies. I can do all that in a package, so you don't have to worry about all that. So that's the best thing to know, is that you don't have to know all of those areas to get a decent benefits package for your company.
Okay, well, that's great. Okay, and there are a lot of employed people that are looking for health insurance, and what would you recommend for them? How to
For who now?
self-employed?
Self-employed.
Self-employed.
So self-employed, you're kind of on your own. Now here's the deal. Like, people don't understand this, but if you have two employees, and one of them doesn't want the coverage and has coverage with their spouse, you can have a one-person group plan.
Okay, so that's something that people
Don't know.
Don't know. Well,
Don't
that's
know.
that's good.
So you can be a one. I've done lots of those, because a lot of times the companies are small, one or two or three people. Maybe two of them are covered with their spouse, so the person who really wants the insurance can get it and have a group and be one person. So you can have a one-person group.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And we are in 2022. Is there anything new in as regulations in Affordable Healthcare Act, or something that people need to know?
So if folks are looking, well, now here's the good news. The good news is, if you don't want group health insurance, or your family, the prices have come down, believe it or not. The prices for the Affordable Care Act are way down from what they used to be. I'll give you a couple of examples, which will be shocking. Family of four who wanted coverage for themselves, family of four made $120,000 a year, and the coverage was $1,600 a month. But at even $110,000 a month, they got an $1,100 subsidy, so their coverage was under $500 a month for the family.
Wow.
And that wasn't true even a couple of years ago. So the subsidies have gotten bigger, and the amount of money that you can make and still be covered has gotten better, and the prices have gone down. So Affordable Care Act is a much better deal than people think it is.
Yeah, probably people need to research that.
I've even done a couple who made $160,000 a year who still got a subsidy. So pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Anything else that you could think of that is important people to know as a person in this field, in this business, and you think people don't know except whatever you already said?
So the two most important things when you're looking for health insurance is where you live, your zip code, and your health and your age. So the older you get, the more expensive it's going to be.
Unfortunately.
And the truth is, when somebody's 24, they probably don't need health insurance. The only thing that would happen that they would need it for would be an accident, fall off a ladder, sports injury. But most people who get cancer, all that kind of stuff happens later in life. So their insurance is really cheap when you're really young, really cheap. But so that's a little secret, is people will say, I don't think I need insurance. I'm 25. And it's like, you probably don't. You probably don't. But when you get to 40, it's like, okay, now it's time probably to think about it.
Yeah.
If you haven't had something happen to you.
Yeah. Great. And how people can find you?
So there's two sites. One of them is wtuckerinsurance.com, and the other one is texassmallbusinesshealthinsurance.com. So that's the business one. So Texas Small Business Health Insurance.
So you're not going to turn down individuals that call you.
No,
yeah?
I'm not. I don't. I take care of individuals all the time.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great. Thanks for coming. And guys, just call W or go to his website and get a quote
Yep.
or
Thanks.
advice.
Yeah. Advice.
All right. Thanks, W.
Thanks.
According to the Community Impact newspaper, new businesses opening in Frisco and the following projects have been filed in the last 2 weeks through the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. 100% Chiropractic, located at 12021 Dallas Parkway in Frisco, and the timeline for completion is between February 1 and April 29th. Panther Creek Medical Park is located at 13024 Dallas Parkway in Frisco, and the timeline for completion and opening is between February 15 and May 1st. Cat's Homemade Ice Cream and Treats is located at 12900 West El Dorado Parkway, and the timeline for completion is March 1st by July 20th. And Palmer Creek Chiropractic, another chiropractic in opening its doors, is located at 12020 Teal Parkway, and timeline for completion and opening is between January 28th and March 15th. And the last one is a Clarkson Eye Care, located in 3140 Legacy Drive, Frisco, and the timeline for completion and opening is between February 15th and May 13th. Welcome to all businesses in Frisco. And thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on my next show.